Hi everyone. So this is another Lego review video. I know it's been a while since my last video about Legos. But yeah, right now I don't always buy Lego anymore. Right now my only focus is kind of like the architecture line. So here it is. This is the review of the Lego architecture, the Empire State Building. This is just released today, August 1st, 2019, in the United States. I know it's already been out in Europe and maybe other countries for like over a month right now. But strangely, the United States, this is an American building, but the United States get the release date. It's the last area to get released, while like the other countries they already released like 2 months ago. So it's kind of weird. But so here is the review. This is the box. It's not very big compared to the set itself. I would say. This is set 21046. Suggest age is 16 plus, but actually I don't agree with that. Maybe the target is 16 plus, but I don't know. And then it has 1767 pieces. So it is on the bigger side, at least in terms of pieces. It's a big set in the architecture line, and it cost the suggest retail price is $129 or $130 US dollars, and I think it's a alright price. It could be lower, but again, Lego has been increasing the price lately. Of course, about part of it is inflation, but this set has a lot of small pieces, so I would say it's an alright price, but it could be better. So let's take a look at the box itself first. So again, it's not a very big box for 130 bucks. If you took a look at the other, let's say the Lego City sets, which is like 100 bucks, is way smaller than this one. Way bigger than this one. This is a much smaller box. So when you open it, it's just a regular um, architecture box, as you can expect. And then let's look at the box art. So this is the back of the box. It includes, of course, the picture of the actual building, the Empire State Building, and the one on the right is the Lego set itself. A picture of it, of course. Yeah, not much. And then on this side, you can see like a blueprint of the building. So now let's look at the instruction. So this is the instruction booklet. Again, just like any other regular architecture sets, it has, let's see, 138 pages, so around 140 pages. Again, not a very big booklet because a lot of repetitive pieces, a lot of steps are like times 2 or times 4. So, but yeah, again, let's take a quick look at the instructions. So of course, just like other architecture sets, it has some introduction of the building, again in different languages. And then this is so this set. The very first architecture sets, they are not for the sets. Those sets are not numbered in any way, even the bigger sets. And I think recently, the past 2 years, they start putting numbers on the back, such as like here you can see the number 3, back 1, back 2, back 3. I like that a lot. So Lego did a great job. I think maybe some people complain about it. So yeah, this set is separate into 5 different bags. Of course, it's not actually 5 bags because there's sometimes like back 1 has 2 bags, back 2 has 2 bags. So around 10, 12 different bags. So you can do it separately. It's much easier for the building process because you can You don't have to spend as much time to, find the pieces. And this is the set itself, of course. Is not too big or too small, I would say. This is the size comparison. Of course, if you have seen my previous Lego videos, and you would know that my video is kind of different because I always do a size comparison, at least for the architecture line. I compare it to other sets. Of course, I have the other sets as well, such as Chicago, Las Vegas, Shanghai. But yeah, here I just want to compare it to this one. This one was released like I think 2 or 3 years ago. This is the New York City, which of course includes the Empire State Building. This one alone, this is not the first Empire State Building from Lego. There's another one from like 10 years ago. That one is actually about the same size, but it used fewer pieces and not as detailed as this one. So I like this one more than the first one. You can look it up online yourself. You can Google it. But they are about the same size. But this is a very good representation of the Empire State Building in this scale, actually. I like this one a lot. But of course, compared to this one, there's no match. I mean, this is completely on a different level. This one is almost like a real model. Like from this distance, like from 2 feet away, it doesn't look like, even from a foot away, it doesn't look like a Lego model, I would say. Um, Even at close distance, like it's hard to tell it's built from Lego. So Lego did a very, very good job. I think there's not a lot of improvement they can make. Of course, I'm not saying, there's no improvement, but it's very hard to bid this model unless they make something bigger or twice as expensive. But this set, I'm not sure if there's a scale here. Yeah, it's over here actually. So the model itself is 550 millimeters, so 55 cm or 21.5 inches tall, and the base is 205 mm or 8 inches. And as you can see here, there's some those are some taxi, I believe, yellow taxi in New York City. Of course, they're not to scale. They're way bigger than they should be. The actual building itself is around 381 meters tall, not including the antenna. I mean, I think around here, no, around here is 381 meters. This is around 320 meters, and here, if you count all the way to the top, is around 445 meters, something like that. You can convert that to feet, of course. I mean, everywhere in the world except America use the metric system. But yeah, it's a very, very detailed model. I mean, yeah, it looks exactly like the actual building itself. Very close, at least, especially it's Lego. And then I'll have to say the building process, I enjoy some of it because it used a lot of advanced technique. This building is not using the regular or traditional old school building technique. It's not building up, basically. I mean, of course, eventually you have to stack them up, but this one used a lot of SNOT technique, which is SNOT, which stands for studs not on top. So basically you're building this sideways, kind of like, those pieces, you kind of attach it on the side and also here. And this set, I'm not sure, let's look at the last page over here. Because I want to say this piece over here. So this one, these 2x1 pieces, I don't know the exact name. It has 684 of them. So it's kind of like a record. I don't know. I think this article on Brickset is probably the number 2 or number 3 most pieces in a single set. So one single piece with the most number of it in a single set. This one has 684. So it's like over a third of the pieces is just these pieces. So I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the advanced technique, but again, a lot of repetitive steps. a lot of times 2 or times 4 steps, and those yeah, you get tired and bored to put them together, but overall after you're done you will be satisfied. And this model took me slightly less than 3 hours to complete, but again, I have built Lego for many years, so maybe for an average builder maybe it takes like 4 or 5 hours, which is not that much because a lot of steps are repetitive. So yeah, it took me slightly less than 3 hours. So it's not a bad uh, it doesn't take me too much time. Of course, I'm trying to fix this one. It just broke off. And so here again is the comparison. And this is, of course, the Burj Khalifa. This one is the previous tallest Lego skyscraper in the architecture line. So as you can see, the Empire State Building finally is taller than this one. Um, and I would say this one is kind of half the size of this one. I mean, at least in terms of height, as you can see, or slightly less than half the height, but definitely taller than a third. So between maybe 2.5 scale. But even the old one is not bad, I would say. It's a good representation if you don't have much money. This one costs, I think, actually costs like $50 or $60, so half the price of this one. But if you can only pick one, I would definitely pick this one instead. Um, but this one you get, of course, you get 5 buildings or 4 buildings. This one you only get one. But again, here is the far shot that you can see the whole thing. Um, yeah, very detailed. And then you will enjoy this a lot. After it's built, it's purely a display model. You're not gonna touch it or you're not gonna play with it, of course, but it's a very good model maybe on your office desk or at home. Again, this is the Burj Khalifa. I forget how many pieces in this one, but nowhere near this one. This is the side of it. And yeah, very, very detailed, very accurate model. It's very pretty. And yeah, this is definitely my new favorite architecture model. As you know, I have a lot of architecture sets, but mostly about skyscrapers and skylines. I don't collect any of the small buildings such as the museum or the shorter buildings. I don't collect them. I mostly collect the tall buildings. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite one right now. Even one of my favorite Lego sets of all time. As you can see here, Empire State Building. And right now, of course, I also have the curator expert, the modular buildings, but I like this one a lot. This one again, $130. It's an okay price. I mean, I would be happier if it's about $100 because a lot of small pieces, a lot and a lot of small pieces. But again, architecture sets are usually a slightly more expensive than the city sets maybe, or the creator sets if you count the price per pieces. But again, this is the scale. Yeah, I would recommend this one for sure, or maybe you should wait for a discount or on sale or double VIP points, whatever. But speaking of the VIP points, I'm not sure if everyone knows that. If you're a VIP member with VIP points, they recently, maybe around 2 months ago, they changed the whole system. So right now it's very weird, a very weird calculation system. So they messed up my thing. I went there, they scanned my card, they said I have no points. So it's a whole mess. I mean, I have to complain about this. Took me 10 to 15 minutes just to log in, on the phone and show him I have some points here, and then I have to actually redeem it before I can use it. Before, it's easy. You just scan your card. Right now it's a multiple steps process, so I don't like that. And it's some kind of weird converting system. So yeah, I think that's a step backwards. But anyway, yeah, it cost me a little bit of trouble. But this is a very good set. I recommend it. I would rate it like 9 out of 10. And this is of course this if you display this with others architecture set, it doesn't look very good, because they are not in scale. it doesn't fit well into your Skyline, but this one is kind of like a standalone model. Because all the other Skyline sets, they are kind of in scale, of course not 100% correct. But yeah, this is a very nice model. You can look online for the instructions, how it is built. Of course, it's a lot of advanced technique. The whole structure is built from a not regular technique. But as you can see here, I think the instruction is online. So anyway, this is my review, and thanks for watching, and have a nice day.